Hello YouTube and welcome to the Indie Evolution channel. I'm InGamer and today I'm going to be bringing you episode 6 of our Dead State 7-day demo Let's Play. You may notice on your screen things are a little bit different than where we left off. Had some issues with a save file and a recording where the audio didn't quite make it where it was supposed to. So I did have to, unfortunately, because of the way the save system works in the demo, this is actually an important thing for anyone thinking of getting involved in the early access beta. You only get one save file that continually saves over itself in the early access. So what happened was, after I recorded and I lost the audio, I had already saved my game and I had a choice as to whether to basically leave this episode out and move forward with the Let's Play. But this episode is a pretty good episode. There's some pretty good action that happens as we make our way to the police station as promised in the last episode. In episode 5, we made our way to the downtown area. We scavenged the grocery store and the diner and also City Hall. I stopped right here outside of the Lano police station. So we're going to be making our way into the police station. I will let you guys know I have played this section of the game probably about 5 times. The first 3 times I played through this section, I died. At least one member of the team died. Actually, 2 members of the team was the best I did. Then I went back to it. I had the save game problem that I mentioned earlier. So this is not exactly a blind playthrough here. This is I'm fairly familiar with what's going to happen, and I'm hoping it ends up better than it has in the past. It all starts with this little looter in the top of our screen. Well, guys, as Jim Buffer would say, Michael Buffer, whatever his name is, let's get ready to rumble. And once again, I have not prepared properly for combat. Her gun only has 1 bullet in it. She's not a very good shot anyway. And I just want to make her way around the corner here, so she's out of bullet range. I believe this hunting shotgun has a range of 4, so I could move 5 AP and take my best shot. Also, I changed the opaqueness of the grids just so we could get a little more of a cinematic view of the game. I believe you can turn the grid off altogether if you don't want it. And it also turns itself off in between turns. I'm just not sure if I want to try to take that shot with him and to deal with the consequences of it. Actually, I think I will take that shot. There's no real reason to worry about noise because she's got a gun and the computer generally does not take noise into account. They're going to go with their up, and you know what? I don't have enough AP for that shotgun, so I am going to move around the corner. And he's not going to be able to get in range for a shot either. So we'll just kind of line ourselves up here. And when she comes around the corner, we'll try our best to give her a bad day. And that's the thing about turn-based games. Distance is always important, especially when you have corners and doorways. You see how I can make her come to me. But now she's out of AP. So I am basically going to get free attacks on her now. The flurry attack with this weapon does 3 strikes. So you get 3 strikes off instead of 2. But all the strikes come at the same THC. It's 1 roll for all 3 strikes. So you're taking a bit of a risk. You can get that extra strike, but you may get nothing that lands. Because of my position here, because I do want to move her back to the caddy corner square so people coming around this corner won't get to her. Because of that, I'm going to go ahead and take the chance with the flurry anyway so I can move her back up against the wall there. And nice. She did get the flurry off. 3 times 29 damage. And that's actually about all that the bandit here is going to be able to take. One swing with the old Louisville Slugger. Hey, strike one, but the game's not over, guys. We're gonna give that another try. There we go. There we go. And down she goes. And we should be able to end the combat sequence there. You do have to finish them. When they go down, they're KO'd. You do have to finish them. And that combat knife is actually one of the better weapons in the game. So we are going to be equipping that to someone very soon here. Maybe not in this stanza. For all those who are entertaining the thought of getting the, I'll mention it again, the demo, there is an error that I have noticed. There are a couple errors that I've noticed in the demo. And one of them is when you go to exchange items between yourself and another character, on occasion you will get a crash. It was happening to me all the time at a point, and what I did to correct it was I just reinstalled the game. So it was something that became corrupted on my Steam install. Maybe they issued an update that caused the corruption, I'm not sure. And unfortunately for us, we do not have enough lockpick skill, mechanical skill, to be able to unlock this door. So we've got two choices here. We can either bash the door open, which is going to make a lot of noise. I happen to have a little bit of pre-knowledge, like I mentioned, of what will occur on this board if you do that. Or we can go and try to find another entrance to the building, which, with this being a turn-based overhead isometric, well, not isometric, but we can see that there's another door here, and our skill should be able to unlock that door. But we did, when she attacked, we could see another bandit over here. So if we go over to this corner, there's a chance that we'll be seen. And also, given that this game tends to give you appropriate loot for your location, chances are inside of this police station we're going to find some pretty decent armaments as soon as we're able to bash down this door. I don't know who bashes down a steel door with a wooden bat, but you never know. These small town law enforcement organizations, that might not be the sturdiest door in the world. So, and we have the double gun cabinet, and we see here we get a stun gun. Not sure exactly how that works in game, but we will find out. A 9mm pistol and some 9mm ammo. Again, items appropriate to the location where we are. So when you're using your overland map, that's probably going to become important because it'll mark hardware stores. Nice. And a police shotgun, a couple batons. So kind of stocking up on weaponry here. And another police shotgun, similar armaments in that one. So that's nice for us to be able to get. But that's going to, the fact that the loot is appropriate to the location, it's not the exact same stuff every time, but it is appropriate. You're going to find it where you think you're going to find it. You're not going to find a lot of food in the hardware store. You're going to find a lot of grocery items in the grocery store. You're going to find a lot of hardware items in the hardware store. So when you're using your overland map, which we'll be probably using again in the next episode, you're going to want to pay attention to what you need at your safe house and where the locations are where you're going to get it. So it's not going to be random. You're going to be probably, for most of the game, looking for very specific locations where you can scavenge. Okay, and I'm just going to take this opportunity to get my guys equipped with everything I think they're going to need. As I said, we did see bandits around the corner here. Um, and one of them, if you noticed, looked like he was armored. So that's really the reason for not avoiding them and for engaging them, is the fact that it looks like they're going to have items. And just usually you can't reload a shotgun during combat, but also an issue I found is I don't think there is a way to unload a weapon. So once you've placed ammunition in a weapon, I don't think there's a way to get your ammunition back out of the weapon. Um, which is kind of something I take issue with. And I'm sure that's something that they can correct before the final build is out. Um, on the upside, for the developer, the game does seem to have a nice variety of weapons, and each weapon is detailed with different effects. I'm going to upgrade her actually to a 9mm. There's no reason why she should have that smaller caliber of gun. And we'll get everybody locked and loaded here. Okay, she's only got 6 bullets, but she doesn't do a lot in combat for us anyway. And Brian actually, from the last session, Brian has a leather jacket that provides him with some armor. So we've been kind of using him as the man out in front for the time being. And we do see the bandit there. And he will come running up to us, of course, which is exactly what we want him to do. It's 4 AP to fire this weapon, to fire this pistol. Or I can go another 2 steps and get 3 AP. I wouldn't be able to get any of the special attacks for that weapon. I think there may be called shots. I don't know for a fact, because I know all criticals are considered to be a headshot. But I do believe there are also tactical options for the firearms if your range skill is high enough. We just don't have anyone with a high enough skill to utilize it. So we're going to get in a little closer just to get her a little better. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure those guys see us and they're probably on their way over here. And we've been getting a lot of missed shots, guys. I mean, that 70% really, in my opinion, is not a safe range, really. That's not a surefire shot. Like this 65, I'm timid to take it, because of that. We're going to go ahead and use the Dizzying Smack, which lowers his to hit if successful, and it did. That's actually one of the better attacks in this game, because it really does render. It doesn't render your opponent useless, but it does significantly impede his ability to fight back. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead. I really want to save these shotguns for this Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome guy here. And he's not like all post-apocalyptic. He probably used to be like the manager at Dick's Sporting Goods or something. He just grabbed the shoulder pads and over to the hunting section and hubcap off his car. So I like the way they kind of brought that character in. It's going to cost me 8 AP that I don't have to fire that shotgun. I'm going to try the push attack just to force, because right now the firearm isn't probably going to be that good of an option for her with the disorient. So just try to force her to use extra AP to attack us back. And of course, again, Joel has been probably the most disappointing character. He has probably had the most trouble, in my opinion, actually hitting anything for some reason. He's really a lousy shot, not just at range, but with melee weapons. He's pretty. For some reason, he just doesn't seem to be able to hit the target. Um, okay. I hate to go out in front, but maybe if I can go out in front and finish things. But do I really want to take that chance? Because with these four guys coming, I mean, they got some pretty serious weaponry. Um, if it ends up being 4-on-3, especially with her lacking any real combat skills, and Joel just, uh, you know, being Joel, this could turn ugly really quickly. I could take a step here, go for that shotgun shot, but I don't want to waste a round on someone who's almost effectively a non-combatant at this point. I don't really need the push. Okay, that went fairly well. And then I'm just going to move back. Give these guys, force these guys to come at me a little more. Do I want to give it a push here? She's badly wounded. If I can get 2 hits to land in a row with Joel, I think we'll finish her. But that has not been the case with him. From there you go. Nice, Joel. Nice. We needed that. People with knives in this game are a nuisance because they can run a very long distance and still stab you with that 3 AP weapon. So they are dangerous. And he just walked right up to her, so this is actually good range for her. Could do the flurry for 7. I think I'd rather go with the gun, though. And I'm going to go after this guy almost exclusively off the bat. This guy here, all 3 of these guys are really dangerous because in this game, as I pointed out before, you really can't take a lot of damage and survive. Now the question is, I have such a good to hit, but do I want to get her out of harm's way? I'm willing to say that his damage output is more dangerous to us than her healing ability will help us. So I'm going to take a second shot. And we can only take 1 step back from him now. But he is badly wounded. You know what? I can actually step right up to him now and get an 80% with this shotgun. Oh no, I stepped too far. Oh, that was terrible, guys. We're going to have to go with the dizzying smack and try to make sure he cannot fight back. And we did get it. Not a lot of damage. You sacrifice a lot of damage when you go for the dizzying smack. And I'm just going to stand over there so I can protect her. Hopefully he'll come after me and not after her. You know what? Let's just try to get this over with this guy. I probably should have gone for a dizzying smack on someone else. That probably was the smarter move, but yep, especially after it doesn't work, then you really realize. Oh, he missed. And those big 2-handed weapons like that, he only gets about 1 shot around unless you stand right in front of him. But the knives are really what do it to you. When a person can swing 3-4 times, I mean, that's, that's 38 points of damage that she just dealt in that round. And he's already hurting, and he's going to suffer more damage just from the bleed out. Let's actually get a heal on him because they could finish him off in the next round. And I don't know if we have a shot. Looks like that's our best shot still, right between our 2 guys into him. 70% to hit. He's down. Okay, that was a big shot. That was a big shot there. Strange glitch in this game, you can actually loot bodies without spending any AP. So I could technically KO him, or I could technically kill him while he's KO'd. Um, or either one of these while they're KO'd. And loot his items and probably be able to actually put his armor on. Hopefully that is something that they'll fix before the final release, because it's a bit of a cheap tactic. We're not going to use that here. We're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, and we should still be able to get a decent attack off with a baseball bat. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go 4 squares. Basic attack with my bat, 90% to hit. Beautiful. And I still miss. This is that's the frustrating. It's the frustrating part of any turn-based game, but it didn't seem to be happening that way early in this game, and it's starting to happen that way now. So it's a little frustrating. The question is, next, do I go after the guy with the brush hook, or do I go after the person with the dagger? I got a higher chance to hit him because I'm going to just let loose with this shotgun and get this thing over with. Oddly enough, I think the person with the dagger is the more dangerous. They're all going to be dangerous if we keep shooting like that. Oh, and the counter strike. The daggers also get counter strikes. Double counter strike. Okay, wow. Wait a second. Okay, maybe that was just their... Okay, that was just their turn. The icon here just didn't move, is the issue. And we're going to go ahead and patch him up again. We're just going to see 70% to hit. We're going to have to take that shot. And the noise level is getting bad here. Okay, we've got an 85% to hit with the shotgun. And I'm just going to take that shot. 57 points of damage with that shotgun. That is nice. Badly wounded. You know what? We're just going to go again with the shotgun, try to finish her. Okay, now we're down to 1 man. That's manageable. I'm going to move him back. Oh, that might not have been a smart idea, but like I said, he can only get 1 attack per round, and the damage range on those big weapons is pretty wide, so you give yourself actually kind of a good chance against him. Okay, and that was her 1 swing. We're just going to move her all the way back out of harm's way. Don't want to loot the car. Got to move the camera around so I can be able to get to the spot that I want to get to. We're just going to let off another shotgun round. Oh boy. I mean, that's 2 misses on 90% to hits. And Joel is actually a better shot than I am. So let's see what we end up with him. That's a kill shot. Okay. So we'll switch over to a baseball bat. And basically you gotta, you know, in this game you have to finish things. You know, just because they're down, they're just unconscious. You know, I don't know if you spare them. You know, at some point in the game, if there will be characters who you're able to maybe to spare their lives and have them join you. I'm figuring that these guys can't join you, only because their names are Looter, Crazed Looter. You know, it seems like if these were meant to be actual in-game characters, they would have, you know, actual names as opposed to, you know, descriptions. So we're just going to finish looting them. Nice sawed-off shotgun. Wow, that's a ton of damage from that thing. Like I said, the variations of weapons, I mean, a lot of the weapons, obviously, a shotgun is a shotgun. But they did a good job of, having some variation. We can look here. The football pads provide 4 defense compared to the leather jacket, which provides only 3. So I'm going to sub out. Actually, you know what? I like my guy in the leather jacket, though. I just like the way it looks on my avatar. There's a paintball mask and a welding mask. I'll put the welding mask on. Black boots. And wrist guards. Actually, okay, they don't actually provide any armor, but it looks like they prevent serious injury to the arms. There are certain strikes you can do with certain weapons that will double the AP cost for your attacks or for any action except movement. And I can't resist, honestly, equipping that hubcap buckler. And we'll just go with a one-handed weapon. We have a combat machete, which should be pretty good. It's going to limit we're not going to be able to do certain strikes that we've become accustomed to, but maybe the combat machete has a, appeal of its own, so to speak. Okay. And we'll just go through and divvy up the gains here. Get everybody re-equipped. I like her with the combat knife. I like that her having a weapon that uses very few AP that allows her to get a lot of strikes in. So we're actually going to keep that with her. Turn over what's left of the shotgun ammo to Brian. I am going to keep a gun with him. But I think I'm going to give a lot of the long range because he's more up close. My character, Brian Double Bear, is actually our melee fighter. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn over the police shotgun to her just so she can have it. I'm taking it that at some point we will have... And oddly enough, if you notice here, the weapons tabs aren't working. I can't go to just weapons, but we're fairly well equipped. We actually were able to pull that off without attracting a lot of zombie attention, which is good. I didn't think it would work out that way. I'll be honest with you, in the playthrough that will be forever in the lost files of Indie Evolution, of the Indie Evolution Vault, video vault. We ended up attracting a huge horde of zombies to that location and having to fight them off as well. In some of the prior playthroughs, and I may put those up as outtakes, the zombies actually came in and attacked everyone, and even members of their group, of the bandit group that were down at the time, were actually bitten and attacked by zombies. Before the combat ended, they actually got up as zombies, started attacking friend and foe alike. So it can turn into mayhem very quickly over the course of turns in combat in this game. But that's going to be it for this episode, guys. That actually went really clean. I will put up some of the rougher, more dirty playthroughs where the group didn't survive. I'll put those in the playlist. I may try to link them directly through this video. We'll see what I can do. But as far as it goes, man, this is the end of the episode. This was episode 6. After the video, don't forget to click the bottom right-hand corner of your screen and go directly to episode 7. We have actually now finished exploring all of the areas we could see around Splendid. We should have enough materials to put that fence back together at the main shelter. Don't forget that was our goal at the beginning of this. was to secure our main shelter and to scavenge food and supplies, and we have been successful in that. So we will return back to our shelter and get into some other aspects of the game. There's a strategy element to this game. There's an RP and story element to this game that we're going to start to explore in part 7, guys. So for this episode, I'm InGamer. This is Indie Evolution. Signing out. Signing off.